Greetings, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Metal Command Podcast. Tony here with you, and today I bring you a special show to talk about the 40th anniversary edition of Number of the Beast, which came out on vinyl just recently, I'd say a few days ago, and I am really excited for this. The Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden is definitely one of my top 10 favorite albums of all time, and in my opinion, my favorite Iron Maiden album of all time. Although there are some that come pretty close to it, definitely it is one of my favorite albums ever. And it just came out on vinyl. It came out in triple vinyl, 180 gram, really heavy, really nice packaging. And of course, the album does come with the Beast Over Hammersmith live album as well, which is something that really hasn't been available on any physical format for quite some time. It actually came out originally on the Eddie's Archives box set. So before I get into this, if you like what you see and hear on the video, please like and subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit that little bell to be notified anytime I do post a video, and of course leave a comment. I want to know what you think of the album The Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden, where it stands in their back catalog, and if you ended up getting this reissue, I'm curious as to what you think of it as well. So with that said, let's talk about this. I'm going to show it to you right now, folks. Here it is. Number of the Beast, the 40th anniversary edition, and you have the Beast Over Hammersmith artwork on the back, and on the inside, it's just this triple gatefold vinyl, really cool stuff. I'm gonna let you check it out here. Just a lot of cool stuff going on in here. So a little bit of background, though, on the Number of the Beast album itself as far as the reissues go. So you definitely had some reissues in the past. I remember back in the 90s, they had the Castle Records, which was kind of like a subsidiary label of Sanctuary or Capitol or whatever. Did reissue a bunch of Iron Maiden albums with an extra disc of B-sides. Those were very short-lived. Then in the late 90s, you ended up having a reissue with some extra multimedia content on it. But when they came out with that version of the album, the B-side entitled Total Eclipse was actually added onto the album, because originally it was supposed to be on the album, but because of the limitations back then with putting it out on vinyl and the track listing and all that other stuff, they could not put it on the original album. So they ended up putting it as a B-side, and it's always been like a controversial thing with a lot of Iron Maiden fans, because a lot of people really don't care for the song Gangland, but like Total Eclipse better. And so a lot of people have always campaigned and said that, man, the Total Eclipse should have been on the album, not Gangland. Well, some of you got that wish, because on this reissue, which is really funny, they ended up getting rid of Gangland on the original version of on the album version of Number of the Beast, because this has the album Number of the Beast, and it also has the live album Beast Over Hammersmith. So they ended up getting rid of the song Gangland and put Total Eclipse on there instead. Now there is a 2015 reissue of Number of the Beast, which is still out there and still being produced, which has the original 8 songs. It doesn't have Total Eclipse, but, and I'm talking about the vinyl version, but it definitely does have the song Gangland on it. So this version actually does not, which really actually surprised me a little bit. I was quite shocked they did this, but it's really cool, and it sounds amazing, and it's really well done. The packaging is phenomenal. It's just absolutely amazing the way this came out. I'm going to give a little bit of backstory too on the Beast Over Hammersmith album. So that actually originally came out in the early 2000s on the Eddie's Archives box set, which I have right here. I'm going to show this to you folks. Some of you may remember this thing. This had actually come out, I'd like to say 2000 or 2001. I don't remember. I think it was 2000, because I think it was right after Bruce had joined the band, and I think it was right when Bruce joined the band. So right after he joined the band, I think Brave New World had not come out yet, but this Beast Over Hammersmith album was part of this box set. This box set has 2 CDs full of B-sides from year 2000 and back, and it has a 2 CD live album of BBC stuff. So they have like Seventh Son of a Seventh Son live at Donington. They have some of those songs. They have a lot of stuff with Paul Di'Anno. They have a lot of stuff also from the Number of the Beast tour on there as well. And then you have Beast Over Hammersmith. This is a cool set. I'm going to kind of show it to you folks. You have these CDs, and you have this like little parchment thing, which is the family tree of band members. You have this little Eddie shot glass, which is kind of interesting. Has a little Eddie head in it. And Beast Over Hammersmith is right here. So this is the CD version of it. This live album, for those of you that have never heard it, and it's kind of weird because a lot of Maiden fans out there, this wasn't available for quite some time. A lot of Iron Maiden fans really haven't heard that live album. I will tell you this. If you have never listened to it, I would put this about on par with Live After Death. It is that great of a live album. And actually, it's funny. The first song is a song off Killers. They played Murders in a Rue Morgue. You know, this is Bruce singing. And Total Eclipse, actually, the song I just referenced, that became a B-side, is actually, they actually played it live on this live album. So, to me, it is one of the best live releases the band has put out. I would say it's right up there with Live After Death, in my opinion. Live After Death, obviously, is a classic. A lot of people may disagree with me on that. But, man, I'll tell you what, the band was in amazing form on this Beast Over Hammersmith live album, which, to me, just epitomizes the band at that time. Epitomizes just how amazing they were in their prime. And, you know, to an extent, they still put on a great live show. But, man, that was a young, fiery band back then. And Beast Over Hammersmith is definitely a really cool thing. In all seriousness, folks, this reissue is amazing. They have not released it on CD, to my knowledge. I do believe you can listen to the Beast Over Hammersmith album. You can download it on Amazon Music and some other places that sell downloads. But I think the CD copy was only in the Eddie's Archives box set that I showed you. And this is amazing. So I'll be honest with you, folks. I know a lot of you have been critical of me if you listen to my radio show, where I really am, you know, some of the newer Maiden stuff I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, it's okay, but some of you have said that I've always been too critical of their new stuff. But here's what I will tell you. When they put out a package like this, the packaging and what they put together is top-notch quality. They really do. And you know, when I talk about a band like Metallica putting out amazing box sets and really good products, I mean, Iron Maiden's doing stuff just as cool, and this is a pretty heavy album. There's a reason. I mean, it sounds amazing. I actually played it today, but I have to tell you, folks, that this is a great version of the album, and they do, of course, have the original version remastered on vinyl back in 2015. And that, of course, will have Gangland on it if you are big into that. But they put Total Eclipse on the studio album for this version of it, this version of the reissue, which I think was really, really cool. So I highly recommend it. The Beast Over Hammersmith live album is phenomenal. If you can get your hands on the Eddie's Archive box set, or if you can download it, you know, buy it off a download site, wherever. I don't know, Amazon Music, places like that obviously might sell it. Will probably sell it via MP3. Regardless, folks, the Beast Over Hammersmith live album to me is just as good as Live After Death. It is a great sounding record. And I'll be honest with you, if you're a Maiden fan and you've never listened to it, you will definitely not be disappointed by it at all. As far as the remaster and the sound of the Number of the Beast album itself, I mean, it's pretty much the same remaster from 2015, except what they did was they remastered Total Eclipse this year and put it on there. And that's pretty much it. So the only downside is that they still have never figured out a way to put Total Eclipse on there with all the other songs on Number of the Beast. But with vinyl and stuff, it might make that difficult. You might have to flip some of the track listing around, which, you know, believe it or not, would actually upset some people. And to me, would be a little bit weird if I'm a Maiden fan, because I'm used to listening to a lot of these tracks in a specific order. So that's it, folks. That's what I have for you. Check it out. The Beast Over Hammersmith, Number of the Beast, 40th anniversary album reissue. It is amazing. definitely worth picking up, especially if you are a diehard Iron Maiden fan, and specifically if you really love the Number of the Beast album. So with that, thanks for watching. And again, if you like the video, hit a like. I want to hear your comments on what you think of the reissue and the Number of the Beast album in general. Where do you think it stands in Maiden's back catalog? I think it's one of the better albums that they've put out, and definitely my favorite one by them. And with that said, thanks for watching.